All right, guys, how's it going? I'm Q-Man, and we just finished putting the ZBROZ suspension on my RS1, 2019 RS1, aka Maverick. We'll go over it, a few things that I like and a few things I do not like. Number one, I love the look of these rear radius rods. This is the ZBROZ Intense series with the high clearance lower A-arm. So these are billet aluminum, all machined, super lightweight, look pretty beefy. Very cool. The little laser etching into the bars. Super cool, except this bar here, they did it on the other side. So they actually laser cut all their parts in the same direction. So this is not reversible. This one is reversible, so I was able to turn it around. But this one's not reversible because it can only go on one way. So their laser etching is missing on the outside.
Yeah, just to show you guys. So yeah, just a visual,
just kind of funny,
a visual problem.
Yeah.
But let's go on to actually more serious stuff.
Yeah, and then we'll go into the trailing arms. So the trailing arms, super cool again. The negative that I don't like, and I'm not quite sure the reasoning why, is they got a Heim joint at the front of the A-arm, which to me doesn't make any sense. Most A-arms are built in a jig. This piece is already built in, built on strong. Every aftermarket A-arm that I've ever had, the length is already set. There's no adjustability, and I don't see any reason why there'd be any adjustability because this has to be a fixed point. So it was a real pain getting the alignment on something that is not already aligned. And the right side trailing arm compared to the left side trailing arm was a 1/4 inch shorter overall length. So it makes it really challenging. You can't just set up one Heim joint and think, okay, I've got the measurement, we'll match each one. And no.
Yeah, in terms of measuring.
I literally had to measure each one.
Yeah.
And you can't adjust the Heim unless you unbolt it, drop it down, turn it, put it back up, bolt it, and then measure again. So it's a lot of back and forth. It was a real pain in the butt. Overall, it looks good. I like the high clearance. It looks super strong, nice bars. I wish they would have welded all the way along here because all this is gonna do is collect rocks and dirt and rust in between here.
Yeah,
that's all that's gonna do. The other little thing where they messed up, they got their ZBROZ backwards.
Well, it's from the back.
This side is.
No, from the back would be correct. You look through.
Okay, so that side is correct, and this side is correct. Okay, so it's not so bad.
Okay, let's also, you skipped something. We got
Heim
joint, Heim joint all around, but
except the lower outside one, which in my opinion is the most important one to adjust, because you can have the adjustability here. To adjust this one, you literally have to pull the whole thing apart.
Oh, because the plate's in the way.
Because the plate's in the way. You
can't just pull the bolt out.
And you can't just turn this bar because it's high, because it's arched. This bar, you could just rotate it in place. This bar, you can't. So if you had an adjustable Heim here, you could adjust.
That's why this one has two, because you want to keep the bar parallel, level.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want it.
Here, the only adjustment you have is on the top. The lower, you have no adjustment, because then this is pointless having a Heim here without having a Heim there.
Because then you can't spin it anyways.
Yeah. So that's just one thing.
Yeah. Well, also, what about how the fit?
Fit was great.
No, but in terms
of well, this fitment not so great. They have a spacer in there, but it slides back and forth on the spacer.
Let's see. You were just moving it like by hand before. Yeah, which could cause a little banging noise. There's always so many banging bars.
You try to eliminate that stuff. A Heim is solid, no banging. So, yeah, one little thing.
Yeah.
And then we got the ZBROZ HD 2-inch forward offset arched A-arms with adjustable camber on the outside, which is unique to ZBROZ. Most adjustable camber is here on the inside. They got an adjustable Heim on there, and then you adjust it that way. I think this is a great idea. The downside is, I think rocks are going to hit this, and they're going to break this bolt. They're going to damage the bolt.
Oh, the bolt would be hard to even use.
And the bolts can be very hard to use. So I think you either make up your mind as to what camber you want and just eliminate this altogether, just have it set. I'd much rather have the adjustability up here. I know they're looking for a new design, but that would be much better to just have it like everybody else does, and there's a reason why everybody else has it up there.
What about also the difficulty of actually adjusting these with these spacers?
Well, yeah, because it's not really, it's just a shaft in there, so you gotta take the tire off, the hub off to pull that out anyways. So it's actually more work, just as much work as it is to drop this and turn it. So
yeah, because you're literally pulling it out, and then you need everything out.
Yeah, it's not because there's no savings of time, and this is a huge impact point right there on rocks.
Well, you just
right? All that's going to take is a rock to
Well,
smash
you could
that.
be on a rock and it slides right off and goes boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something.
It's something.
It's
just,
definitely worth noting.
Yeah.
And so you would rather not have that. You'd rather have the adjustment up here like normal.
Yeah. And not have this bump, this rock grabber.
So I'd be curious what their thought process was, and maybe they'll appreciate what you're suggesting.
I'm sure they had an idea, and I think the idea is fantastic. Maybe in a racing application or whatever, but once you've set your camber, you're good. You don't need to go back and set it.
Plus, it's not easier to set. That's the whole point.
It's not much easier to set. So that, to me, just looks like a point of damage. It's going to destroy your lower A-arm, and you're going to be replacing it just because a rock has taken out that bolt.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the 2-inch forward offset, allow you to run 35s, and also gives you more ground clearance for the design, for the arch.
So you got the arch for your ground clearance, but then you got this big thing sticking out.
Yeah. So, it's only ground clearance in certain. It's give and take.
Yeah, give and take.
The trailing arms. More ground clearance a little bit. Again, this is the biggest issue on the RS1 is actually smacking. You should see mine from rock crawling. This thing is just bent. These rings are bent.
Yeah. I mean,
but luckily you don't have it here.
Polaris way designed it so that it was hidden up in here a little higher.
Yeah, I know, and it's lower than the whole.
But I know why they did it, because they needed to get the travel in the machine.
And they want to use the same parts.
Same
parts as the turbo.
So that's where that's at. Yeah.
Yeah, but this will be higher. Normally it's like down to like this. Well, here's your stock ones on the ground.
Yeah. So in comparison, right? Right there's built in.
Yeah.
To length. So as you can see.
Let me jump around here.
Right.
Oh yeah. It definitely looks stronger at the back side. It drops down a bunch.
Yeah. And the two pipes.
This
like
goes way wider. Normally it's just up here.
This is just thin metal with a weld, cheap weld on there.
Yeah, it could crack on the back. Like you even had your one, whatever one, the Super ATV one that split.
Yeah.
From nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Just cruising down a trail.
Yeah. So that's it. Now we're just waiting for the axles and the engine transmission alignment tool, and then
gear reduction 35s.
Yeah, we need a full gear reduction to run 35s, so we'll see how it turns out.
All right, guys. Anyways, Q-Man, this is Marcel Ernie. Thanks for showing us the ZBROZ setup. It's pretty sweet, but a few issues that could be addressed. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
All right.